Hello and welcome, everybody. Excited to have you all with us for another Walking Dead Empires live stream. So we will do a little AMA at the end of here. We got some news to go over. I am Captain Zach Peterson, and with me, as always, Superboy Brandon Godfrey. Say hello, Brandon.
Hello, everyone. I
So
don't know why that
we've
was
got
so
some
weird.
some fun news to go through. Just the two of us today, no special guests, no artists doing cool things or Ian playing the game. Next time around, we'll make sure to get some more people with us. But we just are going to do a quick update with a quick news brief, and we'll be hanging out in the Discord to be checking out any of the questions y'all have as we walk through some information. And that's kind of that. Oh, don't forget to click like and click subscribe wherever you get our streaming faces. That's for you, Paul. We did it. So first off, next time around, Paul will have a drum roll for us here. But
There's
the
been
drum roll,
promises made.
Brandon, you use your like lips or desk or something to give a drum roll.
All right.
That's pretty good drum roll. November 8th is when we are going to do the next demo. That was, I think, the top question we had from people in the Discord. A lot of yeah, there you go. November 8th is when the demo will be out. So that is, if I do my math correct, Brandon, 4 weeks. 4 weeks from today.
Sure. I was just going to say just under a month, but you're more accurate.
In between those 4 weeks, we have Friday the 13th and Halloween. That's a fun fact. You may not have known that.
There's a bunch of other days in there too, but
Thursday the 12th,
yeah.
Saturday the 14th. So we've got 4 weeks. The demo will be going live, confirmed. The exciting thing about this demo is that we may keep it up after we put it up. We don't have an end time right now, so that's kind of, I'm bearing the lead a little bit on that, but that's what we're hoping for. We've been putting a lot of effort into the stability improvements, performance improvements, trying to make it so that this is something that can be a live game. So that I think should get people excited. What does a live game mean, you may ask, Brandon?
What does that mean? Yeah, I mean, it means we're not going to turn it off.
Yeah. So there will be there's a lot of caveats there, and this is once again all subject to change based on how things are going. But we do want to make things as persistent as possible. So there still may be world resets in the future. There may be different changes to the ramps. But what you would be able to do is you'll keep your progress on your hero. So the XP you gain will be saved after your hero. The masteries you gain, we're going to try to make that so that gets saved off. And then the currencies will get saved off as well. So we'll talk about those in a moment. Before we get there, let's go over what people can kind of expect from the demo. So a lot of it we talked about last time around, a lot of the good stuff we showed off, but really the progression systems have been seeing the bulk of the effort, right? So go over once again real quick, Brandon, kind of like the combat, the crafting loops. What are some of the big changes from the last demo people saw and what they can expect in the upcoming one?
The combat and crafting changes. I don't know. So I know a big feel is that we've kind of slowed things down a little bit in the progression. In prior demos, you kind of started out and you were presented with all these weapons and they were full of abilities and you kind of just had a lot of stuff all right at the beginning. Now it's spread out more across more weapons and they introduce the abilities more slowly. So the first bow that you would craft, for example, will have a single ability on it. And then as you progress farther through the game, you level up your HQ, you level up your player. You'll be able to craft a higher level bow, which has more abilities on it. It's a better bow in general. There's also changes to the XP that you're going to be earning all throughout the in-game world. I don't know. Am I missing anything there? I think I got it.
That's a lot of it. And we have a, we don't have a sneak peek right now. Maybe we'll drop it in the Discord later, but the crafting menu is seeing an overhaul. So we're trying to make it easier to use because of how much content is in there. So it's just a much longer ramp, more exciting. Really, by kind of tier 4, you played through most of it last time around. This is really giving you that 10-tier progression for your heroes, going through, gaining the XP, unlocking stuff, feeling like there's meaningful progress throughout. So it's not going to be perfect. It's still a game in progress. The label we're affixing, that's a tricky word, tricky wiki one, to the demo is the public development build. So this is a development build that is now public. I think it's a very apt name.
Yeah, so you're going to be in there playing with us as we, build the game. It's going to be changing. Obviously, all the features are not there at the moment, and then we'll update as features are ready to go in.
Yeah, so that's kind of the exciting thing, is that instead of it being a game that's around that you get to play for a couple of days to a couple of weeks, it'll be there. You'll be able to play with your friends. You'll make some progress, level up your heroes. And as we get updates ready, those will be launched, and you'll be able to just keep going with that. So I think this was the first time in a few months that we just wiped our local development builds. So that's what we're kind of hoping for, is really being able to keep that runway going, keep people in there playing. And then just when that does happen, though, you'll be able to still keep your XP, keep your masteries, keep your currencies. So that's the XP is a for sure. The others, the currencies are for sure. The masteries are kind of on the we really want that to stick with it. So, but that's where we're at, and I think it's such an exciting new phase of development, a new open phase of development that we're entering into. That
if you're unsure what the masteries are, that's maybe not everyone has gone into the menus and explored those, but it's kind of keeping track of all the little things you do in the game. So when you chop down trees, when you build things, all the actions you're doing, you're kind of slowly getting better at them, and you're leveling up your masteries. So it's kind of a more minor thing to track, but we're hoping to maintain it.
Yep, absolutely. So a couple of things as well to just kind of set expectations that will be missing. The dungeon tech is something that will be coming in down the line. So that one's a few months out. But once again, as you're making your progress, that's something that when it comes in, it'll be a game update. You'll be able to start playing. And then the building interiors are on the edge. It's potentially something, most likely looks like it's going to slip out past this November 8th date. But that'll be one of the first updates that the game gets as well. So being able to go into I believe we showed off the police station interior. It's one of them. We have a warehouse interior is another one. So going in the buildings that you see within the world, being able to raid the items there and fight surprise walkers that pop out at you. So
yeah, we had a question about the farming or gardening in the game as well, which is another thing that's being developed and is hopefully going to be in there as one of those first updates. So I know that's also something people are excited about. We all like farming.
And another update that I believe we showed off last time around that you'll be able to play with is a lot more content around the base building, a lot better base building construction system, more fine control over where you're placing your objects in your base, makes you feel like the base is more yours than ever before. So that's gotten a lot of love this time around. And I'm excited to see kind of what people do with that. We also have variations on the different items too. So not just a single bed, not just a single end table. So kind of give you a little choice, a little bit from our experience in the match 3 world, where you get to decorate and play a little bit. It doesn't really change the stats on things, but you want to make things yours, right?
Yeah, I think I would say this is the first demo that we're able to put out where we've actually been able to flesh out the content in some of the systems. Like we keep working to add new systems and new features. But yeah, the walkers there in the world and all the stuff you can build at your base, those are things that have been there, but there's a lot more content to them now. Yep. And those are things you'll probably notice very quickly when playing. You're like, hey, I didn't see this before.
Yeah, and as you're leveling up your base, you'll be able to go from, if you don't own a dead claim, you'll be starting in the common land. placing down your base, leveling it up to level 10, I believe, is the transition. Once you get that, you can unlock being able to build in uncommon land. I think we showed it off last time, but you no longer lose your progress on that. Before in our demos, when you went to uncommon, you had to start over from level 1 again. Now you place down your level 10 and then you upgrade to level 11. So it just kind of creates one nice ramp as you go up and are able to make progress, feel the experience. There will be 60 levels, I believe, at launch. Brandon, is that correct, of HQ?
That's correct. And that experience of moving your HQ from one zone to another was always a bit rough around the edges. So that's something we've been kind of focusing on trying to smooth out. So hopefully it should feel better, and we'll continue working towards, making that a smooth process so it's easy to transition. You kind of like pack up your base and move it somewhere else.
Yep. Okay. So that's kind of like touching on the hero XP, the masteries, the currencies themselves also having their persistence. So once again, we have 3 currencies within the game. There's the scrap, gold, and dead coin. The scrap, do you want to go over that again for everyone real quick, Brandon, to lay the table?
Yeah. So scrap is something that you're going to be kind of interacting with constantly. The word scrap, it's kind of junk, it's pieces, it's whatever that you're finding around the world. You get a little bit of it here, a little bit of it there. And then you always use some of it when you're doing your crafting. So it's a currency that is in constant use through all your actions in the game, coming in, going out. All right, take it. I was going to start going into the other currencies, but
no, that's good. And then so gold is our what would be classically a premium currency in a mobile free-to-play title. You can purchase gold through an in-app purchase once we're on mobile. You can also purchase it. We'll eventually have packs available within the Gala store, and hopefully eventually in game, so you don't have to go out to the Gala store to get such a thing. And then you'll be able to use that gold to purchase scrap from other players, purchase cosmetics in game, and purchase cosmetics for your base. So yeah, some different uses for the hard currency there. And then there's the dead coin, which is our token for the game. Dead coin is going to be a soft token right now. In the future, looking to make it bridgeable. So you'll be able to earn your dead coin by gaining renown within the game. So the play and earn systems are something that are close to coming in. They may not make the November 8th cutoff, but looking on getting that. And what is all entailed with that is being able to use your NFTs that you own, playing the game, earning renown, and then basically being able to translate that into dead coins. So we've been looking at the different systems between Spider Tanks and some of our other Gala games and finding a system that works best for us. And I think that's the one that we're settling on. And it's kind of coming in hot at this moment. And another reason why some of this stuff is subject to change, because we want to make it still the best, most sustainable ecosystem that we can once we are fully live. So, but as we're playing it now, we'll all be earning dead coin. You'll be able to buy gold, and you'll be earning scrap from playing. So the dead coin and the gold will be persistent as you go on from here. So
yeah, and if you were needing a refresher on what renown is, or if you're unsure what that is, renown is sort of points that you're earning towards a leaderboard. That's the play and earn leaderboard. So all your actions that you're doing, performing with an NFT, or if you have like a land NFT or a crafting station NFT, those are earning renown towards that leaderboard.
Yep. And then so the other option or question too people might have about what dead coin will be able to do. Early on, we are going to be adding the hero merging. So when you take your NFT heroes of the same rarity, merge them into a higher one, that'll be use dead coin. The upgrading your crafting stations and dead claims or your land will be dead coin. And then also purchasing the gold will be able to use dead coin and a premium for your characters. So premium will be a purchase that you'll be able to make similar to other games, free-to-play games within the genre. You'll earn extra experience, extra resources. So for anyone who will be coming into our game that isn't within the already world that you all are. They'll be coming in, they'll be excited to play. Premium is just kind of something that most gamers can expect from a free-to-play MMO. So that's where we are looking to make our purchases, and that'll be through Deadcoin within the Gala Games website. Okay. I think that's the big announcements. Did I miss anything there, Brandon?
I think you got it all. Starting to see some,
I mean, it's so quick. Yeah, it's so quick to go over that. But there's some big ones. And I saw a ton of chat flying by in the Discord, and then I was getting too distracted, and I knew I wanted to be able to nail this. So fire your questions at us in Discord on YouTube. We got a few people checking it out, feeding those questions to us. I'm trying to keep an eye on it as well. So make sure to hit us up there, and we will try to answer some for about 20 minutes or so here. We're kind of keeping it short, getting back at it so we can we'll have less than 4 weeks soon to get this demo to you. So we got to get back to it. But yeah, let's answer a couple of questions. So first of all, Smiling Monster asks, what is the time and hour of the demo? That'll be coming soon, most likely noon Pacific time would be what we're looking to do. That lets the team be online during the launch to make sure nothing is going wrong. I think that's about the time that we generally do that with most of the other demos. So somewhere between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. would be my guess on that. So, but yeah, we want all hands on the team able to be checking that out and able to respond to any issues that might arise. Another question. Oh, go ahead.
All right. I saw one roll in that was kind of asking for some clarification on scrap. Asking, can we scrap all the weapons? This is from Tofu. So yes, so we have a shop in the game. I think we talked about the shop a bit in our last AMA. So via the shop, you will be able to sell any of your weapons into scrap or for scrap. Eventually, you will be able to sell things peer-to-peer, but currently it's just to the game for scrap. You can also, all the things you find around the world, like when you've gone around and you've find a radio in a dumpster or in a car or something like you've done before, when you break that down, you'll be able to find or get some scrap out of that. And you can also then use some of that scrap on the other side of the shop to buy things.
There's a lot of good questions flying at us here. This is kind of exciting to have new ones. So I guess that's what new information does for us. So
I see a lot about the resetting.
The question was a renown cap like victory points and spider tanks from Smiling Monster. Right now, the leading concept that we're going with is a renown leaderboard. So similar to our other in-game leaderboards where each position will have dead coin associated with it. So if you play Dragon Strike, similar to that, but as you earn renown, whatever your rank is, that's what the dead coin payout would be that day.
The current plans have that not capped per player.
Yep. Will vehicles be used for fast travel? Sigard MOM asks Brandon.
Yeah, so for fast travel, currently maybe for thematic fast travel, it would be vehicles. We are starting to talk about, I know it's been something everyone is wanting, talking about horses and motorcycles and everything. We are starting to try to figure out plans on how and if we would handle faster travel using such things. But for the actual fast travel that we have now, vehicles, it would just be thematic. Like you might interact with a truck in order to fast travel, but you would not actually be driving across the world in the truck, except in your imagination.
Which is a beautiful place. Question from Lucifer. When the game resets, where will you be able to place your headquarters if we don't lose levels when moving to a new zone? So you want to field that one?
Yeah, so all the zone rarities have certain HQ levels that are allowed to be built there. So like what Zach was mentioning earlier, once you get to your level 10 HQ, that's when you're able to then move into the uncommon zone because it requires at least a level 10 HQ. So as long as your HQ level has maintained and you still have it above 10, you'll be able to just go and build right away into the uncommon zone. And if it was in the higher rarity zone.
A question. Will NFTs need to be bridged to GalaChain? That is a good question, and I believe the answer is yes. I think that's the only way that we'll be able to make sure that we have the unique ID for your NFT. So as you're gaining XP for your hero, we'll need to be able to know what that identifier is. So bridging, I believe, is going live this week for all of our NFTs. Don't hold me to that. So, but I know that's being one of the things that's being worked on by the platform team, and should be our NFTs for the Walking Dead Empire should be able to be transferred in and out. So yes, once the game is live, we'll need to have them on GalaChain to be able to play with them in game. So that will be an action required, and we will talk more about that as we go forward to make sure everybody within our community here is set up to go for launch on that one. So yes, that was an important question, Doug. Thank you for that.
So there was a good one that was asking about some clarification for the land rarities when you own a land plot and where you can build your HQ. So the question was, if you own land in common, for example, can you still level up your HQ in blue, which is rare, and purple, which is epic, and up? So yeah, when you own one of these rarities of land NFTs, that allows you to build your HQ right away. So in this case, if I owned an epic land plot, I could build my HQ at level 1 in an epic rarity zone. And then I couldn't go up to legendary until I had reached the level cap required to get to legendary. And so, yeah, you'll always be able to build there. If your NFT was for uncommon, you can still move on to rare. You don't have to be built on your land. It's obviously totally fine to move your HQ to places that aren't on land that you own. And as you ally with other players, it could be advantageous to find someone who owns land of each rarity within your alliance, so that if you are wanting to always get that advantage by being on alliance land, as anyone in your alliance progresses through the rarities, there's someone who has land of that rarity that you can go to. But also, you can also just build on any land that's available as long as somebody isn't already built there.
Okay, we got another question here on the land rush from Lucifer. Not before the end of the year, potentially early to mid next year, still a ways off. Being that this is still just the public development build, it is just another step in the development. We're getting closer to the point where once we lock down the economy, lock down what everything means, that's when we would want people to commit to a chunk of land. Question from Ryutsun. Oh, that was a butcher. I apologize, Ryu. What happened to using Gala for all games? So good question. It's game development, and as we like to say in all of our videos, everything is subject to change. Our best learnings, our best practices from what we've learned from the other games is that this is our best step in the right direction. We want this game to succeed, and we want everyone to succeed with it. We want to create an awesome ecosystem around this game and around this token. So this is what we have learned as a wider Gala organization, and the direction we've decided to go to give us our best shot at success. So good question, and yeah, happy to answer it.
So a question rolled in about wildlife in the game.
Ooh, yeah.
Any chance of wildlife in the game?
Any chance, Brandon?
There's a very, very good chance that you'll see some wildlife in the game. Because in case that's not obvious.
Wildlife in the current build is what he's saying. So yes, there will. It adds a ton to the levels, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, the forests, the suburbs, it all comes more live when you see animals running around and more things to interact with. Not everything is trying to kill you, but some of them are.
It's kind of fun. We have some like temp visual effects in there too. So when the wolf howls, it's one of my favorite temp effects. It's just like this massive blast It's pretty good. That's how I'm imagining a wolf howling in real life.
And just like in real life, you need to watch out for bears.
Yes, absolutely. I saw the governor on an old AMA. When will more packs be released? Wow. I wonder if maybe Chris, somebody showed the governor, huh? We do have.
I think when we had Chris showing some art in the background, there was models that were not in the current pack of heroes.
Oh, sneaky. Yeah, so we have more heroes. We have a lot of licensed heroes within the game already, and we have more that are waiting in the wings. Right now, we don't have any ETA on if and when there will be more packs released. We want to be able to utilize those characters within the game because we love them all. But as of right now, there's not a timeline on when you'll be able to play as them. Okay, I think we got about another 5 to 10 minutes here of questions. They're coming fast and furious, so keep them up. As long as the questions keep coming, I won't say we'll keep talking, but it'll be more exciting for us to keep talking. Let's see here. Can I combine a few lands and update the land to a higher tier crying emoji or face holding back tears emoji, Brandon?
The only NFTs that are going to be mergeable are the hero NFTs. So no, unfortunately, you won't be able to merge your lands together.
The holding back tears can be a little bit more
let those tears out. Yep.
but we do have the concepts of leveling up your land, so that is something that you'll be able to do with your land. I think we'll allow it within the dead claims as well. That's something a system that we're looking towards building, as well as once you do the land rush and place land. But the leveling up your land will give you more renown as you and your friends play on your land. So that's another place for dead coin to go into the ecosystem, and then for you to get more utility from your land NFTs. So, Sigard asks, will we see the CRM faction? I don't know if everybody knew about the CRM. That's kind of exciting. It's a good question. What do you think, Brandon?
Yeah, so I'm going to say what the CRM is. So if you've watched the show and you saw that helicopter that came and picked up Rick, I guess that's the last time we really saw Rick. That was the CRM. And they're going to be featured a lot more heavily, I believe, in the Rick and Michonne series. And so, we do plan on having the CRM eventually. We want to get a lot of the human enemies that you've seen in the show as enemies that you can battle in the game. I think it adds an element that is different from the walkers and the wildlife and other hazards. Just humans are whole different thing.
Yep, and that's the Civic Republic Military. It's the CRM for those wondering, those acronym-phobic out there. So I think they're going to be, we'll probably see more of them next year when the Rick and Michonne show comes out on AMC. So speaking of AMC and shows, hopefully all of you are watching The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon out there going into their final episode of this first season. It's been a good one.
It is a good show. Everyone loves Daryl.
Yeah, Daryl's great. It's hard not to like him.
That was the runner-up name for the show.
Gala, you have to pronounce the H. Gala T asks, does PvP give renowns per kill? That is the plan, and then you will need an NFT hero to be earning that renown per kill. So as you're going around playing the game, crafting, taking out walkers, you'll be gaining renown while you're playing with your NFT heroes on land, NFT land if you owned land, and then also at crafting stations, whether your friends or you are crafting at your crafting stations. So.
Yeah. Killing a walker on a crafting station doesn't affect the crafting station, though. But the rarity of your hero will also influence how much renown you are getting from those killings.
Yep. Lucifer says, love Daryl Dixon show. It's great. Yeah, we got one watcher out there. Hopefully you're all watching. It's solid. I think it's such a different peek into the universe with really focusing on one character rather than the ensemble cast, which the ensemble is great, but it's kind of neat to get a focused, solid 6 episodes out of it.
Yeah, it definitely makes a difference when you're not jumping around between 10 or 20 different characters and following multiple storylines. You follow this story and it's all new environment. I don't think it's a spoiler to say it takes place in France. So.
Ooh. Yeah, and they do speak French as well. So
the French do, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Those are 2 spoilers. Yeah. So check it out. Great show. Let's see here. NFT Chuck asks, GalaChain combining of heroes. Yes, you'll need your NFTs on GalaChain. We're still building out the combining functionality. That might not be live on the 8th as well, but it's coming soon. So those are things that we are adding. Let's see. Did you see any other questions that jumped out to you, Brandon?
Super easy one. Someone was asking, what's the max level for heroes? It's 100. That's for all rarities. One. Yeah, common heroes can go to 100. Ancient heroes can go to 100. All the other ones too. I told you it was an easy one.
I got another easy one. Will the new builds be available for Windows and Mac? And the answer is yes. So we like both platforms and we develop for both of them. So in the future, we also want to be bringing this to mobile. We're looking for that mid to late next year would most likely be. But yes, we will be working on a mobile version as well to bring as many people as possible into the ecosystem, getting tons of people playing the game. So I did see another question on how many counties we'll be launching. So just the one county like last time, 81 zones people will be playing on. As more people play the game and it becomes more successful, we'll be adding more counties. But if it's too spread out to begin with, it won't be fun for anybody. So
yeah, we're focusing most of our efforts right now on kind of building out more systems instead of building out more space. And there's another question directly related to kind of that space of asking about the suburban and city areas, and if they'll look like they should with lots of buildings and stuff like that. Another question by Tofu. That's something that is being worked on. Lots of buildings are being added. As Zach mentioned earlier, the interior system, which will actually allow you to go into those buildings, still in progress. But those buildings will be there. So if you go into those areas, obviously, like we said, we're still developing it, so they're not all going to be finished. But yeah, I think you'll notice a lot more than were there before.
So question on the market and will we have an in-game marketplace where you can buy gold with scrap and vice versa? That is the plan that will not be there at the November 8th public development build, the initial launch of the public development build. But that will be something that will be built out. So there will be a market and it's for each individual as you're playing. You can buy different items with scrap, but there's no person-to-person marketplace at that point. So that will be built out. I think we got time for let's do, what do you say, 3 more questions?
Sure.
3 more questions. We'll hit you up. We're going to end promptly at 4:37, Paul. That's I think that's when most things try to end. Well, we have skins for heroes, like different versions we can change into. That's a good question. I think we still haven't really settled on the answer for that as we're looking into it. One thing that we can definitely say is we'll have different skins for your base, so you can make your base feel more unique. Since everybody will be building up a similar path for their base. Skins for the heroes is a little tougher because there are 20 different heroes that you can play as. So if we make a skin for one of them, it would have to work across all of them, which is a bit trickier. But the base stuff is for sure a spot where you'll be able to show a little bit more personality.
Show some more skin, if you will.
It's good.
This is what people stuck around these last minutes for.
That's why we got to cut this one short. We're getting loopy quickly. So
there's the question just came in. Is the primary advantage of building your base in a higher rarity zone that the max level is higher? Well, in a way, that's one of them. I guess there's many advantages. I guess it's up to you to decide which one's the primary. Building your base in a higher level rarity will also give you an additional daily task for each rarity you go up. So if you're built in common, you're only going to have one daily task all the way up. Once you're in legendary, you're going to have 5, ancient 6. And those daily tasks help you earn scrap each day. It's just like what it sounds like. You have to complete a task, and once you do, you get that daily amount of scrap. So you'll be able to earn more each day if you're built in a higher rarity zone. Also, your level can go higher. If you're built up to the max for the current rarity that you're in, you won't be able to upgrade your HQ anymore. You won't be able to unlock additional constructs, stuff like that. So it's always good to move on up as long as you're ready, because the enemies will be harder.
Okay. And then we'll do, I think, this last one here, from Lucifer. There was a few people asking about how much the VIP pass will be. I think there's not really a set price right now. We're working on that. It'll be just in line with other mobile comps would be. So you can expect, as you're playing any of your other favorite free-to-play MMOs, it'll be in line with their battle pass pricing. So, yeah. Okay. Well, Brandon, I think we got people excited. There was a lot of enthusiasm in the Discord there. I thank you all for watching us and for hanging out with us for these 37 minutes. It's been slightly over a half hour of power, and we will be back in 4 weeks. Man, 4 weeks. Demo live.
Yeah, I'm excited. The game's going to be live. We'll get to keep playing it whenever you want.
Yeah, another AMA coming soon too, and we'll answer more questions. A lot of stuff that may be on your mind as this kind of marinates. So, thank you everybody for hanging out with us. It was great to see you. It was great to see you, Brandon, and answer these questions. So, like and subscribe. That does good stuff for us. So, so like and subscribe. Join our Discord, ask questions in the Discord, get involved, tell your friends, and we will see you all soon. Bye, everyone.